A lot of Southern folks think of bluegrass music as a not as a mainline music.
No,
they do now.
Right.
They do now, and it's more respect. And it wasn't because of the musicians. Mostly it was because of where it was played.
Right.
And then some of them tough bars out there in the country. And you're from Greenville. I've been to Greenville, and I've been around South Carolina. And there's some bars out there that rival our own. You know? A bar is a bar. We find it out. And whether it's in South Carolina or North Carolina or Virginia or California or Bakersfield. They do the same things at those bars, and a lot of the same things happen. But bluegrass music has won a lot of respect due to the fact that it is an honest music, regardless of where it's played.
Right.
And
the people that play it are mainly just they're playing it. They're not interested in the hype or the show or anything as much as they are just getting good music out,
getting that pulse going.
Right. Playing the best they can, and they don't forget their, if I may say, followers. You know, you can,
that's exactly
back home,
correct.
You see Bill Monroe, who, if you were a country fan, you see bluegrass as a separate entity. And, well, if you're a bluegrass fan, you see it as a separate entity. And a lot of the stars and some of the other fields, when they finish a show, they scoot out off the stage, get in their limo, and take off, and you can't see hiding a hair of them.
That's right.
But Bill Monroe, Rice and them, since they've really moved up, and Bluegrass Cardinals, any of the top name bands back home, as soon as they finish a set, they'll get off that stage, come around, talk to you, and how you doing.
Absolutely.
Come over and have supper with you and stuff like that.
Ralph Stanley get out there and sell his own records. I don't know if he'd do that anymore. I don't know that he'd do that anymore, but he doesn't have to do that anymore. No. You know, I mean,
he's earned his way to where he doesn't.
Darn right he has, and rightly so. And I've spoke with Ralph Stanley many, many times, and he's a gentleman and a scholar. And I don't know about the scholar. He's definitely a gentleman and a good friend. Well, I wouldn't say good friend. He knows my name, though.
Well, that's a good friend.
Oh, Brother Ralph, you know, I played his music enough. Lord have mercy, he ought to know my name.
Well, they still, at a lot of the festivals that we've seen them at and a lot of the shows we see them at, they'll come off stage and talk to you just as if they've known you all their life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's all about. You don't, to us anyway, we don't want to ever get so big that we, like the old song says, we don't want to get above our raisins.
No, that's exactly true. That's exactly true. Have you ever attended a festival here in California?
Not in California. I've heard of some out here.
I tell you what, next time you see the country gentlemen, you ask them about the festival at Grass Valley.
Okay.
Or, well, Joe Val was here. Blessed Joe Val, I tell you, that was a fine gentleman. Did you ever see Joe Val pick and sing?
No, I've seen his advertisements and all that.
He was out here. Bill Harrell.
Oh yeah, I know him. Well, I say I know him, and we've done some shows with them.
Sure. Jim and Jesse.
Oh yeah.
In fact, Jim and Jesse are going to be here in June, headlining the show with the Nashville Bluegrass Band.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard of the Nashville Bluegrass Band?
Oh yeah.
And Pat Enright, a California boy. Our festivals out here are very fine, up in the pines and in the mountains, and you know we do have mountains. These aren't mountains here.
Well,
these are just hills.
I don't know, but you go back to where I'm from, and the highest peak is Mount Mitchell in North Carolina. It's about 6,800 feet.
Right.
That's the highest thing east of the Mississippi.
We ride bicycles over that.
Right. That's what I know.
I ride bicycles over that.
Our mountains look a little different, but
yeah, I know.
A little bit different looking.
They have their own beauty for sure. See, in Greenville, you're not in the Smokies, but you could see them from there.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah.
And it is beautiful country. I enjoyed my stay down there. There's another gentleman that does a bluegrass show on another station here named Ray Edlin. And Ray Edlin's a Georgia boy, and he even graduated from Georgia Tech.
Oh, okay.
And he's on Friday afternoons. You're going to have to talk to him. How much longer are you going to be out here?
I've got a little bit more than a week now. I've been out here for 7 weeks now.
Oh, mercy!
I know. I was too nervous to go into the city by myself for about 3 weeks, and decided I'm going to give it a shot. And I've just come into meeting all you fine folks since then, and that was only about 2 weeks ago. And wish I'd have went earlier.
Yeah.
And loved to have been involved with y'all's bluegrass out here a little bit longer, a lot longer. As well,
is there any chance you'll be out here again?
Hope so.
Oh, right.
So.
Oh, right. Well, you know how to get us then.
Right.
You got that thing queued up in there? We're going to hear Are You Missing Me from Skyline Bluegrass Express out of Greenville.
I kissed you and told you goodbye. Your lips told me that you would wait, but your lips deceived me and told me a lie, while your heart was sealing my fate. Are you darling, are you feeling lonesome-hearted by the resurrection of a faded memory? Now that you're feeling all so lonesome, darling, are you missing me? Tumbling, I read it all. I still can't believe that it's true. Oh, you darling, are you feeling lonesome-hearted by the resurrection of a faded memory? Now that you're feeling all so lonesome, darling, are you missing me? Now that you're feeling all so lonesome, darling, are you missing me? Darling, are you missing me?
Hard G runs like that. What's the matter, Stevie? Did that sound like they were coming? I was just coming to express this album. Walking in Jerusalem, we had Are You Missing Me out of Skyline Bluegrass Express. You're going to hear more of these. Perry's going to get some albums out to us. We're just talking about bluegrass folks we know and bluegrass in general, and it is amazing that we know as many folks as we do, huh, Perry? Lynn Ridley, you've heard me play Lynn's album many times, sings bluegrass, and he's out of Columbia.
Well, no, he's out of Greenville.
He's Greenville also. And he sells motor coaches and plays bluegrass music. Has a D45, RB 850, RB 850, all chrome plated, and and I've played banjo with Lynn for 3 or 4 hours, as a matter of fact. And you say you know?
Oh yes. When you mentioned that earlier when I called, that was a voice from the past. Lynn gave me my first chance really to try to make any money. I was 12 years old and answered an ad in a newspaper to play banjo with him.
All right.
And went over there, and I was playing an old Comet. I don't know if you've ever seen a Comet banjo.
No, I never have.
It's called the cheapest thing you can get a hold of. But it has a little history to it. It was a banjo that Bobby Thompson learned to play on.
The banjo?
Well, one of the first banjos he had.
Comet.
He did a lot of work with my father's band along with Buck Trent. Bobby left and went back to the mill, and Buck Trent came in with Daddy and them. And he went with Cousin Wilbur, and both of them ended up in Nashville doing real well. But Lynn has been around a long time back home with bluegrass.
Yes, he has.
People know him everywhere. And when you mentioned he was out here last week, I'd love to have seen him while I was here. We would have got together.
Been fine.
Yeah, it would have been really a surprise. When I get home, he'll be one of the first people I'll call and say,
absolutely. Hey, Lynn, you was out there in California. You didn't even say hi to me.
That's right.
I know you was out there too.
He's gonna say, "Well, how'd you know that?" And I'll say, I've got contacts out there.
That's it.
But no.
Those phone lines reach all the way out here.
That's right. But
good folks in bluegrass music, yet all around the country. It makes no difference where you are. Bluegrass music brings together the finest folks.
It's a lot of fun. It's, we were talking about the festivals earlier. I'm looking forward to one day getting out here either to play one or either to at least to see one. Because from what I've heard and talked to people out here, the festivals seem to be real top notch.
Absolutely.
For the musicians and all.
We have scenic areas, and now that we can afford to bring the bands out because the folks show up to see them at the festivals, and our local bands being the quality that they are, it just makes for a very fine festival. The weather and the chow out here. Now, we don't have Southern barbecue. I want you to know that. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you know that already, Perry.
Yeah.
He's 7 weeks out here and no barbecue. I know it's tough on you. I know.
Yeah, we went to this little picking last night over at this lady's house, if I can say her name, Lynn Herrick.
Go ahead and say her.
She was very nice to invite us over there to play, and enjoyed the picking and the food and all, but back home, when they have a big pickings, what they call it, they'll cook a hog.
Right.
It'll sit in the ground for about 10 hours, and then you just reach in there and get a little bit on your plate. And
whatever you like. Yeah.
pick a while and eat a while, and pick a while and eat a while.
Yeah,
about
that's
5 o'clock in the morning, you go home.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe. But that's true.
Now, we have a tradition of the hog in Hollister, where we have a lot of wild hogs.
Uh-huh.
But around here, not too much.
Yep, we've got all that. Yeah, there's well, no, not that. I'm sorry. The fellow appeared holding a sign.
See, I told you. See, you've seen them go by that window too.
I know it. Vroom. No, but Lynn was real nice and inviting us over, and I say us, and well, there was a bunch of us there, but her and these few people I met at Paul's who really made my stay real nice. And like yourself, they said, you got to tune this in. I said, well, okay, I'll tune it in. He said, you ought to give them a call. And I said, okay, I'll give them a call. And I figured, well, y'all playing the type of music you play, and knowing the people that you know, that little country boy like me coming out here, you might not want to talk with me too much, but come to find out that you're a real straightforward fella and nice guy. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bluegrass made me that way.
Well, it can do that.
We're talking with Perry Sellars, and he's the guitar player, lead singer, and the tenor singer in the Skyline Bluegrass Express out of Greenville, South Carolina. He's out here for his day job, which, and they taught you that back there in the beginning. Don't give up your day job for bluegrass. Your daddy learned that the hard way, right?
Yeah, right.
Hey, Stevie, are you ready to go? All right. It's nearly 2 o'clock. Friends, you're listening to KCSM, San Mateo. Bay Area Bluegrass is the name of the show. I'm Cousin Al, your host this Sunday, beautiful Easter Sunday afternoon. I say beautiful in that it ain't raining or snowing on you. You got to be happy about something. I know the sun ain't as bright as it could be, but it will. I'm sure it's that way down south, maybe, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Have you been outside, Steve? How's it look? Menza. Oh, well. Bay Area Bluegrass is brought to you in part by a grant from the Fifth String Music Stores in Sacramento, Berkeley, and San Francisco. Bluegrass Express.
I'm going up on the mountain. I ain't coming down till the morning. I'm going up on the mountain. I ain't coming down till day. My Savior lives inside of me. All I have to do is set him free. My Savior lives inside of me. All I have to do is set him free. I'm going up on the mountain. I ain't coming down till the morning. I'm going up on the mountain. I ain't coming down till day. Someday I'll spend eternity with Christ my Lord who died for me. Someday I'll spend eternity with Christ my Lord who died for me. I'm going up on the mountain. I ain't coming down till the morning. I'm going up
Very fine, Perry. I want to thank you for coming by here and bringing us this album. I know you're going to get a couple more by here, so we're sure to have one at the station, and I'll take one down onto the other bluegrass show I do down on commercial radio. I do one on commercial radio. And thank you again for the fine music. When you if you want to fly me out there, I'd be glad to be your producer. You know?
We'd love to get you out there.
Wouldn't that be fine? Produce your next album.
Yeah.
But you get the next one produced, you be sure and send us a copy.
We will.
Anytime you're out here, come out here.
I appreciate you having me on. I really do. And to the fine folks out there that's listening, you got a South Carolina fellow that's convinced that bluegrass is alive and well, wide open out here in California. Looking forward to coming back.
All right. We're looking forward to having you. Thank you, Perry.
Yes, sir. Thank you.